Hello mga kamestro, welcome back to my channel, and this is another edition of my vlog, and the topic for today is about certificate of occupancy in relation to who signs the application for certificate of completion. So we will discuss that kasi marami nagtatanong. But before that, if you are not yet a subscriber to this channel or bago ka lang sa channel na ito, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you will be notified on the next vlog. And if you're ready, then let's begin. Okay, mga kamaestro, before we start with the topic today, mag-shout out muna tayo. No? May mga nagre-request ng shout out. I-shout out natin yung Art Book na YouTube channel. No? Palaging sumusubaybay sa ating mga lecture. So, thank you very much sa Art Book, no? Sa admin. And shout out also to Architect Jason Brasa Portem. No? Ito palaging nakasubaybay din si Architect Jason Brasa Portem. And then shout out din sa kay Architect Lenny Lopez de la Cruz. Siya yung owner ng Architechnology, no, sa Pasig. So visit din sa kanyang YouTube channel, no, Architechnology. And then shout out also sa mga K-pop group ng Megawide, no? Yung K-pop group, no? Led by Engineer Shirel Jimenez, Kapi Bacani, Marjorie Pacunana Razon, Sara Lagak, no? And then meron pang kasamang dalawa, si Percy Bale Casino and Arnold Familiaran. Shout out sa kanila. Okay? So, thank you sa panonood, thank you sa pagsubaybay, no, sa mga subscribers. And to all the subscribers, binabati ko rin kayo, no, shout out ko rin kayo. Okay? So, let's discuss about this issue now. Kasi may mga nagtatanong sa akin ilang beses na kung sino ba dapat ang pumipirma sa application for certificate of completion. Kasi mayroong mga ibang architects, no, even engineers, na pumipirma ng certificate of completion. Pero hindi naman sila yung dating nakapirma doon sa in charge of construction nung mag-apply ng building permit application. Okay? So, ang tanong is, yan ba sir is okay lang? Legal ba? Unethical? Or ethical? No? So, yun yung mga tanong. So, kung titingnan natin under the provision of the National Building Code and its IRR, pag nag-apply kayo ng building permit application, dalawa ang makikita ninyong pipirma sa forms. Okay? So, ang isa dyan is the architect of record and the other one is the architect in charge of construction or architect of record and architect or engineer in charge of construction. So, pag sinabing architect of record, no, ikaw yung designer. Ikaw yung nag-prepare ng plans, ikaw yung nag-prepare ng specifications, no, estimates, no, and other documents. While in charge of construction, ikaw yung magsusupervise during the construction work. Okay? Kaya ka pumipirma doon dahil sinasabi mo na, sige, I will take the liability in supervising the work. Kasi sinasabi sa building code or sa revised IRR na hindi naman the same architect or engineer who drew up the plans and specifications ang mag-supervise. So, pwedeng separate ang supervisor, separate yung inspector, separate yung in charge of construction na i-hire ng client to supervise the work. Okay? So, pwedeng yung EOR, after ng kanyang design at masubmit na sa client, wala na siya sa picture, no? Ang nasa picture na ngayon is yung in charge of construction. Ngayon, pag ikaw ay in charge of construction sa project na yan, ikaw ngayon ang pipirma doon sa building permit forms, no? Bago pa mag-apply ng building permit, no? Bago pa yung project may issuean ng building permit ng Office of Building Officials, may application for building permit na forms. And yung makikita doon sa likod, dalawa ang pipirma, the AOR and the architect or engineer in charge of construction. So kung ikaw ay in charge of construction, doon ka pipirma. Okay? Iba naman ang pinipirmahan ng architect of record. Now, during the performance of the work, dapat ikaw na pumirma sa in charge of construction. Dapat ikaw ang nagpi-periodic visit. Ikaw yung nag-supervise ng work dahil liability mo ang nakataya ron. Pag tiningnan natin ang conditions, no, yung terms and conditions during the application of the building permit, sa issuance ng building permit na yan, nakalagay yan sa likod ng form yung terms and conditions kung bakit i-issue yung building permit. Okay? And sa pag-issue ng building permit, ito ang letter A sa terms and conditions. Babalikan na naman natin yung Article 1723, no, yung liability. Ano sinasabi ng terms and conditions? Una-una, no, letter A. Yun talaga ang makikita mo kaagad yung Article 1723. And nakalagay doon, ang Article 1723 is that under Article 1723 of the Civil Code, the engineer or the architect who drew up the plans and specifications for a building or structure is liable for damages if within 15 years from the completion of the project or the building or structure the same should collapse due to defect in the plans or specifications or defects in the ground. Ito yung kadugtong, no? Sa pumirma doon sa in charge of construction, ito ngayon ang inyong liability under Article 1723. The engineer or architect who supervises the construction shall be solidarily liable with the contractor should the edifice collapse due to defect in the construction or the use of inferior materials. Dito ngayon ang papasok sa provision na ito, ang inyong liability once na kayo ay nag-sign doon sa building permit forms as in charge of construction. So, hindi biro yung pipirma ka lang sa forms of in charge of construction kasi may kaakibat na liability. Okay? And then, the next terms and conditions na mababasa nyo doon sa pag-issue ng building permit is that pag tinignan niyo yung number 5 letter C, no? Roman numeral 3, nakalagay diyan that the supervising architect / civil engineer shall keep at the job site at all times a logbook of daily construction activities wherein the actual daily progress of construction including tests conducted, weather condition, and other pertinent data are to be recorded. Same shall be made available for scrutiny and comments by the OBO representing during the conduct of inspection, his or her inspection pursuant to Section 207 of this code. Yung provision na yan, nagsasabi na pag ikaw ay architect or civil engineer na nag-supervise ng work, i-prepare mo itong logbook, no? Kadalasan nga dinadaya yung logbook sa construction site. Walang logbook, no? Pagka kukuha na ng certificate of occupancy, no? Pag nagpirma na ng certificate of completion, doon nagagawa ng logbook. Dapat hindi, no? Kasi during the performance of the work, pag ikaw ay nag-supervise sa construction work, dahil ikaw ang nagpirma doon sa in charge of construction, dapat daily mo ginagawa itong logbook na to. Hindi ito ginagawa formality lang at the end na dahil mag-a-apply ka na ng certificate of completion. Dapat ito ay sinusundan sa bawat activity ng construction na ginagawa no? Kasi dapat nire-record ang lahat ng activity sa construction site. So yun ang gagawin, no, ng isang nagsusupervise sa construction work dahil ikaw ang inatasan na architect or engineer in charge of construction. Ngayon, may kaakibat ito. Pag tiningnan natin ang Section 308 ng revised IRR, makikita natin doon uli ang terms and conditions na yan. Nakalagay sa number 1 ng Section 308 sa inspection and supervision of the work. Nakalagay dyan, no? That the owner of the building who is issued or granted a building permit under the code shall engage the services of a duly licensed architect or civil engineer to undertake the full-time inspection and supervision of the construction work. So yun ang sinasabi dito. I-correlate mo yon doon sa terms and conditions ng pag-issue ng building permit that the owner hires the services of a full-time supervisor, either an architect or a civil engineer. Okay? And nakalagay sa number 2, such architect or civil engineer may or may not be the same architect or civil engineer who is responsible for the design of building. Ibig sabihin, hindi yung AOR ang mag-supervise, pwede. Kasi yun ang sinasabi ng Section 308 na pwedeng ibang architect or civil engineer ang mag-undertake ng supervision ng construction work. Kaya nga iba ang pipirma doon sa in charge of construction, iba lang pagka AOR. Ngayon, kung ikaw ay AOR, at the same time, ikaw pa rin yung hinire ng owner to do full-time supervision, din ikaw ang pipirma doon sa box ng in charge of construction sa building permit application. Pero, pagka yung owner ay hindi ka na hinire as a construction supervisor, pwedeng ibang architect or civil engineer na ang mag-sign and seal doon sa in charge of construction. And sila na ang mag-undertake ng construction supervision ng work activities. So makikita yon sa Section 308 in correlation doon sa terms and conditions sa pag-issue ng building permit. Malinaw yon. Terms and conditions yon sa pag-issue ng building permit. So failure to undertake that terms and conditions, dapat pwedeng i-invalidate ng building official ang issued building permit sa structure na yan or sa pinapatayong gusali. Okay? And then, pag binasa natin yung number 5 ng Section 308 of the revised IRR of PDT 96, nakalagay dyan, upon completion of the construction, the said licensed architect or civil engineer shall submit the logbook duly signed and sealed to the building official. He shall also prepare and submit a certificate of completion of the project stating that the construction of building conforms to the provisions of the code as well as the approved plans and specifications. So nakikita ninyo, no, yung provisions sa Section 308 nandun din sa terms and conditions ng pag-issue ng building permit. So ibig sabihin, pag ito ay hindi nangyari, pwede dapat i-invalidate ng Office of the Building Official ang building permit at pwede magkakaroon ng stoppage of the work. In fact, pwede hindi issuean ng certificate of completion or certificate of occupancy. Okay? So, ngayon, pag tinignan natin ngayon ang issuance ng certificate of occupancy under Section 309 ng revised IRR of PDT 96, mababasa nyo ron sa gitnang portion sa number 1, nakalagay dyan, no? The owner, permittee shall submit to the OBO an application of certificate of occupancy together with duly notarized certificate of completion with the construction logbook, as-built plans and specifications, and the building inspection sheet, all signed by whoever is the contractor, if the construction is undertaken by contract, and signed and sealed by the owner's duly licensed architect or civil engineer who undertook the full-time inspection and supervision of the works. Take note, ang sinasabi ng ating Section 309 ng revised IRR, ang pwedeng pumirma sa certificate of completion, no, is the architect or civil engineer who undertook the full-time inspection and supervision of the construction work. Bakit natin ini-emphasize yan? Kasi ganito yung question. Maraming mga architect ang nag-call ng aking attention to discuss this matter kasi maraming architect or engineer na pumipirma sa Certificate of Completion as a requirement and a form for the issuance of the Certificate of Occupancy na hindi naman sila yung architect or engineer na nagpirma nung dati doon sa application for building permit. Iba yung pumirma doon sa application for building permit as AOR. Iba naman ang pumirma doon sa Certificate of Completion nung natapos yung project, unethical. Okay? Kasi una-una, hindi kayo ang nag-supervise ng work. Hindi kayo ang supervisor ng work na nakalagay doon sa application ng building permit. Sasabihin nyo, you will take the liability. Pag tinanong ka kung ano nangyari sa project ni during construction, yung mga as-built doon, masasagot mo ba? Hindi mo masasagot yun dahil wala ka doon sa construction site. Okay? And pangalawa, nilalagay mo yung sarili mo sa alanganin pag pumirma ka na hindi ka nag-supervise. At hindi rin naman talaga ikaw ang architect or engineer in charge of construction. Bakit? Hindi mo alam yung nangyayari sa site, papasok ka na magiging liable ka later on, solidarily with the contractor. So, anong mangyayari sa'yo? Gusto mo lang magpakulong later on. No, dahil hindi mo alam ang project, pag tinanong ka later on sa korte, ano ba nangyari during construction, ano isasagot mo? Okay? So, bawal. Dahil sinasabi ng Section 309 sa issuance ng Certificate of Occupancy, no, ang pipirma dapat doon sa Certificate of Completion is the architect or civil engineer who undertook the full-time inspection and supervision of the construction work. No, kung ako nga, pagka yan ay mangyari sa akin, kung sino yung pumirma doon sa Certificate of Completion in my behalf after the completion of the project, kung ako ipapa-revoke ko yung lisensya sa PRC, no? Pwede kong kasuhan yon, di ba? Kasi malpractice of profession. Papasok ka basta-basta doon sa professional work na hindi dapat ikaw ang nandun, no? So, bawal na bawal ang mga ganong senaryo, no? So, sa mga pumipirma, no, tigilan nyo na yan, no? Maliit na pera lang ang binabayad sa inyo ng kliyente sa pagpirma, no, napiprejudice yung ibang professionals. Paano pag kayong professional ay hindi nabayaran ng kliyente dyan at pinirmahan nyo? Mas lalo mapiprejudice siya. And in fact, sila nagpagod, no, para mag-supervise, nagpagod para mapatayo ng maayos yung project, tapos bigla kayong papasok sa eksena. Okay? So, malinaw yon, no, under revised IRR section 309 na hindi kayo pwedeng pumirma ng certificate of completion pagka hindi kayo ang nakapirma as architect or engineer in charge of construction doon sa pag-apply ng building permit application. Okay. May tanong ngayon. Paano ngayon, sir, architect, maestro, kung ang pumirma noon sa in charge of construction nung time na nag-apply ng building permit is patay na. Wala na. So, wala nang pipirma. Then, that's the time na pwede kang pumunta sa office of the building official and attach a photocopy of his death certificate. And sasabihin mo doon na patay na ang nakapirma dito. No? So, pwedeng i-waive probably ng building official, no, kung kinakailangan. But you know, dapat kung may mga instances, for example, na namatay na yung pumirma sa in charge of construction during the application of the building permit, dapat on that time na namatay siya sa kalagitnaan ng project, dapat na i-report ka agad yon. No? Kasi hindi pwedeng tumatakbo yung project dapat na walang nagsusupervise or walang in charge of construction. So, dapat on that point na namatay yung pumirma doon sa in charge of construction, dapat na i-report ka agad sa building official para magawa ng paraan kung sino ang sinong papalit na magiging in charge of construction in his or her replacement during the performance of the work. Another question is that, paano pagka hindi na malocate yung pumirma dati ng in charge of construction? Okay? So, yan yung mga malalabong issue, no? Kasi hindi pwedeng hindi malocate kasi dapat nandun siya sa site noong time na ginagawa yung project. No? Hanggang completion of the project, napipirma siya sa certificate of completion, dapat nandun siya sa site, hindi dapat siya pwedeng mawawala. No? Kasi pag siya ay nawala, ibig sabihin, pinapirma nyo lang siya o sa application for building permit forms, no? Pero in reality, hindi naman talaga siya nag-supervise. So, dapat bawal din yun yung mga ganong senaryo. No? Kasi, it's useless and magiging dormant yung portion na pinipirmahan sa building permit application kung hindi lang naman talaga nagsusupervise yung architect or civil engineer during the performance of the work. Okay? So, I think that makes clear doon sa nag-raise ng issue, no? Lalo na kay Architect Junar Peña from Iloilo, PIA Iloilo. Thank you for this suggestion and hope that I give learning to all of you. God bless, and don't forget to subscribe in my channel and click the notification bell. God bless you all.